Hey, what it do, people? It's El Boogie. Um, I want to talk about something that's very important. It's important because this is something that could move our generation of kids further towards greatness. Our kids are what we tell them they are. Since we are their parents and we can give our children confidence, or we can break their confidence. We could build confidence in them, which I think is very important because there's a lot of dysfunction in a lot of families. You know, I've been black all my life, so I don't know about any other nationality or group of families, how they do things or what they've been through. But coming our history in America, we were a broken people and we're not fully fixed. So a lot of trauma was passed down, and a lot of the trauma has caused us to be a productive people and move towards greatness in a lot of areas, but sometimes we miss the mark. And we miss the mark because our generation as generation has to improve in opportunity and achievement. Okay. So, our children are who we tell them they are. And unfortunately, you know, that it from the moment they come into the world and we help them along and bring them along, they learn how to walk, they learn how to talk, they learn how to think. You know, the confidence that they have later on, or lack thereof confidence, is basically upon the parents, because whatever we tell our children they are, that's who they are. If we tell them you're smart, you could do better than that. If we tell them that you're great, or on the flip side of that, you can tell them that, well, you ain't nothing. You're gonna be just, you ain't gonna be nothing. You're gonna be just like your daddy. You gonna be just like this, and ugly, or this or that. You know, it has an effect either way, positive or negative. So today I want to talk about speaking greatness over your children. And that's done in stages, and it's done by just watching them. So you watch them when they, before they start to walk, and when they start to walk, you watch them, you see what they gravitate towards, to be it sports, or they could be a child prodigy, very, very, very smart, enter college early. You know, you have a lot of little young brothers and sisters that enter college when they're in their teens, or probably when they should be in elementary school. I have a niece and a nephew that entered early college. You know, they skipped high school and entered early college. That comes by recognizing what they're good at early on and nurturing it. Not recognizing what they're good at early on and not nurturing, or that's something, you may have something else in mind that you feel like they should be talented at. No. Watch them. If they gravitate towards athletics, and of course, we know athletics and academics go good together, because you can't be successful at sports if you're not successful in academics. So that's a given. Then you have some children may not want to play sports. They may just be really, really good at academics or dance or what have you. But you have to speak greatness over them once you recognize what they're really good at, or what they gravitate towards or interested in. You speak greatness over them. You don't speak, so they grow up with a spirit of achievement and a spirit of confidence. So you can send messages when they're very young, because what the kids are little sponges. So whatever you say to them, they're gonna they're gonna internalize it, repeat it, or not repeat it, and just internalize it, and you'll see as they grow how they process it. So if you tell a child he ain't gonna be nothing, then you're gonna see later on that subconsciously that's what they think, and then then how they act out, and how they behave is gonna dictate what you tell them they are. So, you have to tell you tell your girls they're beautiful, and they're smart, and you tell them, that they're deserving of love and respect. You tell your boys, give them responsibility and give them accountability, and tell them that they can do or accomplish what they will, and don't set limits. Because if you set limits early on, they'll set limits later on. You know what I'm saying? So you be sitting around wondering why, wow, this one, because if you have more than one child, you have more than one personality, and you might have to apply more than different methods with each one of them, because each child has their own personality. Myself only had one, not that it was easier, but I just only had one. So just one to concentrate on. So you tell your children that greatness is upon them. You do that. Because if you don't tell them, and you're their parents, then it might be a possibility they'll start running with the wrong crowd. And the wrong crowd will tell them that they're good at something or they're great at something, and it won't be something that you would be proud of. Like, like kids that join gangs. I think maybe kids join gangs and start getting in trouble because they're not getting their proper attention at home. Or they're not being, parents, they might have suffered trauma during their childhood, and they in turn inflict that trauma upon their own children coming from dysfunctional homes or whatever. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm a dad, and my few 56 years on earth, I've learned a lot and I've seen a lot, and I know for certain that your children are who you tell them they are. Okay. So they could rise above once they're on their own, in their subconscious mind. When there's obstacles and difficulties, they know they can rise above them, and they will rise above them, because that's what has been instilled into them from childhood, probably before they come into the world. So that's my little short say for the day. Speak greatness over your children. If you miss the mark, or if your parents miss the mark with you, you don't have to miss the mark with your children. Because you could tell if there were some things that you fell short on, it may be a reason. It may be something that was instilled in you a long time ago. But you don't have to carry on the I call it the nonsense or the dysfunction